For 221 days, the Baltimore Ravens had time to think about how they were going to get back at the Kansas City Chiefs for coming into their building in the AFC Championship and embarrassing them. For 221 days, that front office and coaching staff schemed, adjusted, drafted, and brought in free agents specifically to address their weaknesses and create a team that could convincingly beat the Kansas City Chiefs. For 221 days, Lamar Jackson had to hear that he is no comparison to Patrick Mahomes and that he's never gonna win the big one or beat Patrick head to head, opening the season in prime time. And my thought is that's the best that they could do. For 3.5 quarters, the Baltimore Ravens put together an extremely underwhelming performance. They beat themselves multiple times by having what seems like the most illegal formation plays in the history of the world back to back. They used timeouts because they couldn't get the snap off and truthfully didn't show up in a convincing way until the middle of the fourth quarter. That was the best they had. That was all I was thinking all night. We know the formula to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers have shown you the blueprint back in 2021. You've got to get interior pressure on Mahomes, set the edge, and cover in the secondary like your life depends on it.
Late. Broken up.
Live on the test of time forever against Brady in this situation.
He is taken down.
Pressure again. Holmes. Look at this throw.
Down deep and almost.
The Bucs also capitalized on losing to the Chiefs in week 12 of the same season and making those adjustments in the Super Bowl to win and leave no questions unanswered about who the best team in the NFL was.
It's going to be tough.
3rd and 14. He heaves it. It's knocked away. And on the deflection, it's intercepted.
How the Baltimore Ravens staff wasn't able to figure that out after 221 days is completely perplexing to me. It is fair to call the Chiefs the Patriots 2.0. Their game plan is very well documented. You cannot beat yourselves. You cannot have silly penalties. You cannot mismanage the clock or make bonehead roughing the passer plays when it would have been an incomplete pass or an interception.
Goes down for the hit.
The Chiefs are simply too good, and they are too well-oiled of a machine for you to have nearly 8 months to plan to get back at them, and you can't line up properly on the line of scrimmage.
Wow. I mean, they are calling this razor sharp here.
It is totally inexcusable.
They were just trying to make an example and chose me to be the one to do that. And, you know, as far as I saw, they weren't doing it on both sides of the ball. And I know that I was lined up, in a good position, majority of those calls they made. But we'll go back, watch the film, and make sure and we'll send it in.
If you're a Chiefs fan this morning, you are waking up feeling very confident that the best team that you're likely going to go up against this season put on that performance after 221 days of motivation to get back at you, and that was the performance that they put on. People are going to get in my comments and they're going to say, wow, Mish, the Ravens looked pretty explosive early on. Lamar made great throws to Likely. Derrick Henry had his moments. And my response to that is that flashes in a game against the Chiefs is not going to win you the game, much less a Super Bowl. If you can't get to Patrick, if you can't pressure him, get all up in his face and make him question where the pressure is coming from, then you are never going to succeed on the back end of the defense. You are going to get blown by.
Take this turn, 4.21 seconds. No more worries about whether or not Kansas City has any speed. Beep, beep, here he comes. Golly.
There was a lack of creativity by the Baltimore Ravens that is raising serious questions to me about if this team is not going to be nearly as good as we thought. What you saw from Kansas City was a team who is poised to make another deep playoff run and who will likely repeat as Super Bowl champions. If that's the best that they're going to get in the AFC, you've got to be flying super high as a Chiefs fan. And if you're a Ravens fan, you likely will be asking yourself if last year was just the best it was going to get. I mean, we've seen this with the Bills now. where they never recovered from losing that AFC Championship game to the Chiefs. And they've spent all of their energy and effort for years chasing to get back to that place. And I just wonder if it's over for the Ravens. You have to have that question. I don't think I'm overreacting. I don't think I'm being hyperbolic. These are elementary things should have put in place hours after they lost to Kansas City. How you're not humiliated by someone coming into your house, punching you in the mouth, and taking your lunch money, I will never understand. I don't feel like Baltimore was uninspired. I feel like, once again, they weren't prepared. If you can't manage your emotions in those times, if you can't have a controlled rage in those times, and you're going to hit Patrick Mahomes 2 feet out of bounds.
Like contact outside the white. I mean, inside the white, whatever, out of bounds.
Their huddle. Here's what started it all. Roquan Smith.
I really question what is going on with the coaching staff and what is going on when your defensive leader, if not complete leader of the team, in Roquan Smith, if he's making bonehead mistakes like that, I'm truthfully wondering what is going on. And I do think it's time to raise alarm bells.
Pushing and shoving, and the angst between the two sides continues.
Tell me in the comments if you think that I'm overreacting. I think I made some valid points here, but I'd love to know what you think to the contrary, because right now, I think the AFC is probably taking a collective deep breath, knowing that the Ravens right now are not operating on all cylinders. I would be concerned in the Ravens building that was put on display in front of the entire world, including the rest of the teams who are supposed to be playing you. I think there's going to be a lack of intimidation factor. I just do. Kansas City was more physical at times, and they did not play scared. They played like a team who wants to be the first ones to three-peat. If you like the truth, if you like cutting through the noise, and you want to be part of this conversation, give me a like, drop a comment, and subscribe, because we are going to be critical and honest, and we're going to give flowers when flowers are due, but that performance certainly doesn't deserve anything except for my criticism. I'll see you next time.